Hello, this is Vic Tantry at Canjo.com, and this is the first in a series of videos on the whole Goldman Sachs fraud charge, which was first filed by the SEC on April 16, 2010. Now, over the weekend, I've had some time to sit and review a lot of the articles and literature on this fraud charge, and I thought it would be good to create a series of videos as this series of events unfolds, explaining the facts. That's my only goal here. I'm not going to pose any opinions. I just want to explain the information as I understand it and ideally create some discussion around it. So with that in mind, this video will focus on the initial allegations. First of all, Goldman Sachs had created a security called a collateralized debt obligation, or CDO for short. Now, CDOs are very common in the financial world, but this particular CDO, which is a financial derivative, by the way, is tied to the value of commercial mortgages. Goldman Sachs had created this CDO for a specific hedge fund client, Paulson and Company. According to the SEC allegations, Goldman Sachs had received a $15 million commission for structuring this CDO. Now, that's not really a problem in itself. Investment banks have to take fees for their services. So what was the issue? Well, the allegation was pretty straightforward. Basically, Goldman Sachs supposedly had structured the CDO in a way in which it was doomed to fail. So, Paulson and Company had gone to Goldman Sachs and said, hey, create this security that will fail, that has a very high likelihood of collapse. And then Paulson and Company bet against this CDO. So when this CDO falls in value, Paulson and Company would actually make money. Now here's the part that was really questionable. Goldman Sachs supposedly, in the allegations, sold the CDO to investors without disclosing that Paulson and Company had helped structure the security and were now betting against it. So there was a clear conflict of interest here, according to the allegations. And from an investor standpoint, this would be very damaging to Goldman's reputation because Goldman's responsibility is to provide full disclosure on all the investments that they try to sell. So how does the SEC even have evidence that this happened? Where is this all coming from? Well, a lot of it is actually based on a single email that was sent out by one employee. The text of the email reads as follows. More and more leverage in the system. The whole building is about to collapse any time now. Only one potential survivor, the fabulous Fabrice Torre, standing in the middle of all of these complex, highly leveraged exotic trades he created without necessarily understanding all the implications of those monstrosities. So, this Fabrice Torre is a VP in Goldman Sachs London, and he, back in 2007, was heavily involved in structuring this particular Paulson deal. So, according to this email, if all these allegations are true, the idea is that this particular vice president understood exactly what he was doing and was basically selling investors things that were toxic, and he knew they were toxic ahead of time. Now, again, this is all just allegations. There's no proof that any of this is fundamentally true at this time. So I encourage all of you, my listeners, to please keep an open mind about this. Continue to read the news. Try to understand what is going on. I certainly will. And as more unfolds, I'll be releasing more of these videos. But this is the situation as I understand it now, and hopefully it has helped you understand it a little better as well. As always, thank you very much for watching, and for similar videos, please check out my website, www.canjo.com.